How's everyone doing? Darian Thomas here. Pretty excited about this. This is the first one of many. This is Keepin Real Estate Real. My first guest, I would like to say. We had a little history. Walter Purdy is here, and he actually did my loan on my home that I purchased. But the reason why I wanted Walter in this first video is because we're pretty similar in age, and I wanted him to kind of talk about some of possibly the misconceptions or some questions that some people may have about home loans. Walter is a loan officer out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So without further ado, Walter.
Hi guys, I'm Walter Purdy with Guaranteed Rate, with VP of Mortgage Lending over there, and Darren's absolutely right. One of the biggest concerns, in my opinion, just working with several people, is that they usually don't know the amount of money they need down, and it is basically different depending on each person's circumstance. So for instance, if you're a first-time home buyer, you're going to have a lot more programs available to you than if this is your second or third house, or you're buying a second home, meaning you already have one already. So first thing I would address is for the first-time home buyers, if you're doing a mortgage through us, you have decent credit, above 680, you can buy a house with 1% down. And that is something pretty special for a lot of people, because they cannot get that at their own bank, whether that be Wells Fargo or Chase or anything like that. Is our exclusive program that we basically arranged to get a lot of people into home when they didn't think it would be possible to do so. And like I said, just the requirements on that is a 680 score. If the house is 300 grand you put 3% down, and if your income and credit qualify you, that is very doable.
I like it. And kind of going back to the 1% down program, let's put that into numbers. So let's just say somebody's looking to buy, let's use 100,000. Like I said, I was a PR major, so math isn't the best for me. So, but $100,000 home, and you said, once again, you have to qualify for this. It's not programmed for everybody, but you have to qualify as far as credit score, and I'm sure there's some other factors as far as debt to income and different things like that. But as far as a number, what would somebody coming to the closing table need to have to be able to put down, to be able to afford that, and to be able to walk away with the keys?
So for a 1% program?
For 1% down.
For the 1% program, I would say, like I said, if you're buying a $100,000 house, like you mentioned, you're putting that 1% down, $1,000.
Okay.
Pretty simple. I would say everything all together, because there's title fees, and depending on what you and your real estate agent, which Darren's a great one at, negotiates on the buyer side for you. They can sometimes get the seller to cover closing costs, but with everything, if nothing was covered, I would say you'd be walking away about $5-6 grand.
Okay.
Total.
So $5,000. Let's just round it up to $6,000 to walk away, and that's pretty much everything included. I think sometimes people hear the 1% down and sometimes forget about that, but it's a great program. It's an amazing program, especially if you qualify, and it's definitely something to consider. But keep in mind, like I said, there's still some closing costs and some closing fees, and once again, as Walter said, $5,000 to $6,000. That's kind of on the upper end. Sometimes you can get closing costs covered, but that's definitely a great number to start out with. Let's just say I'm somebody who maybe my credit score is 680, right?
Yes.
Maybe let's just say 600, 620, and I don't have a lot of money to put down, but I've been looking at this home. What would be my next step? Would you say, should I talk to a loan officer? Should I wait to get my credit score up, or what would you?
So if you're if you're below 620, if you're in the 600 to 620 range, the loan program available to you is going to be through the Federal Housing Administration, also known as FHA. You can do that. You can do that at that credit score. You can still move forward with a mortgage, but you'll have to put 3.5% down.
Okay.
So the average home price in Nevada last year was just below $200,000. So $200,000 house, you're looking at 3.5% is $7 grand down. So in situations like that, there's often things I can advise you on completely free about your credit report and income that you can address to actually shoot your score up quite a bit with just doing some simple things, whether it's addressing a dispute on the account, whether it's lowering a credit card payment you have. All that can be done, and that all plays into the role of raising up your FICO score.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, we know in today's world, credit is definitely very, very important. And then, it's kind of just rounded out. Last question. So let's just say that's hypothetical situation, right? And we're about, in our late to mid 20s. And I know you can't really predict as far as what's going to happen, with the market and everything like that. But what would you suggest to somebody who's, maybe been thinking about potentially purchasing something, in Las Vegas? They live here. They have, they had been at their same job for 2 years. Their credit score is there, but they're a little, skeptical about buying because they may not want to live here, quote unquote, for the rest of their life.
Yes.
What's something that you would kind of suggest to that person that being a loan officer out here?
Well, I would say anyone who's not sure and has some questions about if it's possible. The reason most people aren't maybe sure or actively pursuing buying a house is because they usually don't know how to do that. So one thing I would encourage all the people at home watching this, reach out to someone like me or Darian Thomas. We can help advise you on your situation, that if you're not on the right track now to immediately buy a house, we can tell you, whether it's 60 days from now, 120 days from now, you can be eligible to buy a house, but we put together a game plan with you to create that path to home citizenship, to home ownership. And if you never really ask those questions, you're not going to really be able to figure out what steps you need to take, and if you've failed to plan, you plan to fail. So we want to help you put together that game plan. We do that free, putting together the game plans, and getting you on the right track for where you need to be.
I like it. Sounds good. And touching back on that, I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions is, and it's understandable. There's a lot of TV shows now and whatnot, and people, I think it's the home buying process as far as how that goes. It's sometimes there's a lot of people who have questions, and that's definitely something that we can definitely help out with. And I think I always tell people, invest young and invest early. And sometimes you even look at the numbers, and your payments are a lot lower than what your rent is. And that's even using some of these grant programs as like the Home as Possible,
Yes.
The first time home buyer, different things like that. So I think that's the biggest misconception is we're not sure how much to put down, and I think you definitely touched on that, especially with the the 1% down. I think that's a great program, and the credit score is obviously where it should be, but I think it's a great program that hopefully a lot of people take advantage of. But I just want to thank you. Thank you guys for watching. Like you said, Keepin Real Estate Real with Darian Thomas here with Walter Purdy, and I'm excited. Thank you. I mean, everything you kind of hit the nail on the head with everything. And hopefully, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll also add Walter's contact information. If you just want to give him a call and just kind of ask all the what if questions. I'm a what if person. I always want to know, well, what if we do this? How much would this be? Or if I want to buy this house, what would my monthly payments be and whatnot? So any what if questions, feel free to reach out to either one of us. But Walter, thank you very, very much. I'm excited to be working with you in the near future. And like I said, if you guys have any questions for me or Walter, feel free to reach out. We're definitely going to put our contact information out there. And like I said, hopefully we can turn some people's dreams into reality and make home ownership a reality for some people who never would have thought. Once again, Darian Thomas, Keep Real Estate Real. Thank you guys for watching.
Thanks.